mutende. Thadhikinathom 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 DhingThadhi, Thadhikinathom DhingTha, Thadhikinathom DhingTha, Thadhikinathom. Welcome to episode 243 of Konnakol 2020, the video series in which every day of the year I show you something about Konnakol. That is the art and science behind the wonderful vocal percussion tradition of South India. I am Carlitos from Slovenia, and today is August the 30th, so we are almost at the end of the Summer of Theermanams, which was this idea of creating and teaching you to perform one Theermanam each day in the month of August that had a structure, the Theermanam I mean, that was related to each day's date. So today, 30th of August. The length of our Theermanam is going to be 78 aksharas, and that is how we are related to the date, because 78 is the sum of all the components of the date. So 30 plus 8 plus 20 plus 20 is 78. We are rendering this as many times before already in khandai, nadai, kizh, kalam, which is the subdivision of every beat into 5 units. Of course, we are in adi talam, right? And when we add the necessary filler beats, the whole composition lasts 2 avartanams or 80 aksharas. And as always, for more information about all this terminology and concepts, you are very welcome to check the playlist Konnakol 2020 Basics, and over there you'll see videos explaining how to count adi talam or the families of subdivisions, like khandai, nadai, kizh, kalam, what is that, and many other basic concepts. So let's build our Theermanam. As I said, our length is 78 aksharas. So the first thing we need to do is find out a formula for a Theermanam, right? With all the characteristics of a Theermanam that has a length in total of 78 aksharas. And for that, I used the formula I explained in episode 123. So you can go back to that episode to learn more. And this is what I got. A very simple Theermanam that would be that we start with a phrase for 24 beats, a gap for 3, again 24 beats, a gap for 3, and 24 beats again. But of course, we're not going to stop there, because 24 is a very suggestive number, so to speak. So I went ahead and took the next step. So instead of playing a phrase for 24, which should be very long, how about if we perform 3 phrases of 8? Right? That would be something already more interesting. So it will be something like Thadhikinathom Thadhikinathom etc. all 3 times. That could be already an interesting development, but we're not going to stop there. Next, I thought of doing a classic reshuffle of moving some beats from the left to the right. So instead of having 8, 8, 8 3 times, I came up with this, which is 7, 7, 7, 3 gap, 8, 8, 8, unchanged, 3 gap, and 9, 9, 9. And this could have been already an interesting Theermanam, but I thought of taking an extra step, because why not? Which is to transform the 777, 888, and 999 into smaller Theermanams. And this is what I came up with. 5, 3 gap, 5, 3 gap, 5 for the first phrase, replacing the 777, then the gap for 3, then 6, 3 gap, 6, 3 gap, 6, replacing the 888 above, then the gap for 3, and then 7, 3 gap, 7, 3 gap, 7, replacing the 999 above. So you can see that we have a nice progression, that we have one number, which is 5, that is repeated 3 times, and then intersected by 2 gaps of 3, and then we increase that number, so it becomes 6, and again intersected by 2 gaps of 3, and then we increased it again, so that it is 7 intersected again by 2 gaps of 3. I really like this movement, and there's also another interesting thing going on here, which is that the length of the gaps inside each Theermanam is the same as the gap between, right, the main parts of the Theermanam, which is 3, a gap for 3. So that's going to give a very interesting flow, a very natural flow to the whole composition. So this is our final structure, and we need to figure out how to perform this. And you know what I'm going to say, the easiest way possible. So the fives are going to be Thadhikinathom, the sixes Thadhikinathom, and the sevens Thadhikinathom. And yeah, of course, and then the gap for 3, which is repeated in many times, is going to be simply ding. And one last thing, we need to figure out where to start. As I said before, the length of all these numbers of the whole composition is 78. And then it's very easy to figure out where to start, because 2 avartanams in Kanda nadai kil kalam, adi talam, is exactly 80 aksharas long, 2 avartanams, right? So 80 minus 78, our length, is 2, which means we need to start the composition after 2 aksharas, which we are simply going to recite as ta, and then we start. This ta, these 2 filler beats, is what you see here in green, and then we have the 3 parts of the main Theermanam in 3 different colors. The first in red, the second in orange, and the last in yellow. And the gaps in between, the gaps of the main composition, right, those that we have 2, are in white. So after all is said and done, I am now going to perform this at a slower tempo. So you are very welcome to join, but if you want, this is the perfect time for you to pause the video and go learn this on your own time, and then return whenever you are ready. And also you're welcome to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Anyway, I am ready. If you are ready, let's do this. Thadhikinathom DhingThadhi-kinathom Thadhikinathom 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 Thadhikinathom. So that's it, another Theermanam into the summer of Theermanams that we are ending tomorrow. I can't believe it is already over, but yes, tomorrow we will complete the summer of Theermanams. I would have presented 34 different Theermanams based on the dates of the components of the dates of each day in August. I know it's quite a mouthful, but I thought about it. So I hope you like this Theermanam, and I hope you like tomorrow's. Let me know what you think about this video by using the Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook comment boxes, or also you can contact me directly via my social networks listed here, because I always like receiving feedback, so please do so. Anyway, that's all from me today. I have been Carlitos from Slovenia, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.